You're in port, on a cruise, walking distance from the ship. Here's what you need to know. So today we are on the island of Curacao, which is the largest of the Dutch Caribbean islands. It has a larger population and it's absolutely beautiful. All the painted buildings look phenomenal. Now the official languages here are Dutch, English, and Papiamento. Papiamento has mixtures of Portuguese and Dutch and other things in it, and it's the most commonly spoken language on the island. However, Spanish is sort of the fourth unofficial language here. The currency here on the island is the guilder, although in tourist areas the dollar is often listed. And behind me is the famed floating bridge. It's a bridge that's on pontoons, and there's a boat motor that pushes it all the way open. During the day, the bridge will open up, and at that time there's actually a passenger ferry that'll take you across, because sometimes the bridge will be open for an extended period of time in order for really big cargo ships to get right through the main harbor here in the city. While you're here in Curacao, you're going to want to sample some of the local delicacies. Of course, you're probably familiar with Blue Curacao, which is the liqueur that this island is most famous for, but there's also some local beers for you to check out. As far as foods go, there's a traditional one called keshi yeni that I sampled, and it's a throwback to sort of a peasant food where the Dutch would cast away the cheese rind, and the workers would grab the rind, fill it with table scraps and chicken meat, and then bake it in the oven. It was pretty tasty. It kind of reminded me of a Quebecois dish called an Italian poutine, only with the French fries on the side. There's another food that I want to mention only because I really enjoy it. You'll find it in Aruba, Curacao, and Bonaire. It's called bitterballen, and there's these sort of meat paste balls, breaded, deep fried, served with mustard. It's really good. Now, as a side note to the Curacao liqueur, on the island here, since the 1500s, they've been making liqueur from the Lahara oranges, which is a bitter orange, and it's only found here on the island. So regardless of what color they mix it with, while you're here, why don't you check out Curacao liqueur. It's also important to note that the Dutch are famous for their cheese, and you're gonna find Gouda here on the island at a particularly good price. There's the Delft porcelain. Now, as far as other activities to do, there is a maritime museum right in town that you can walk to that's worth checking out. There's also a floating market where there's Venezuelan boats that have come in and they're bringing fresh fruit and fish. Once you cross the floating bridge, when you hang a right, there's a variety of restaurants. They probably come with a little bit of a higher price point, however, extremely scenic. If you're here for a late sail away, you might want to think about going for dinner there. There's also a place called the Sea Aquarium that you can go do a shore dive from as well. So and they have a lot of other activities, stingrays and starfish that you can check out, but that'll be a taxi ride away. The taxis are all lined up right outside of the ship, so very convenient for you, and all the prices are listed so you can figure out the price point ahead of time. And now it's time for Finnegan's final fun things to do when in Curacao. And here's that little guy. All right, so look, it couldn't be easier. Get off the ship, walk into town, you go through the old fort area, over the floating bridge, there's restaurants, there's plenty of activities, maritime museum, try the Curacao liqueur, there's some local beers. It's a really easy day in a very picturesque town. Now, top-rated photo spot is gonna be right from the old town, just a few minutes away from the ship. Thanks for watching another video by Cruise.Fun. We're all about cruising, cruise ships, and our different ports of call. If you enjoyed this content, you want to see more, please like, follow, share, and subscribe. And remember, if you're looking for fun, we're looking for you.